Yo, when it comes to this, I'm just a little bit flyer. You can't be on top, we just a little bit higher. Your style is wrinkled, you left your clothes in the dryer. I'm the master of flows, you chicken bones all dried up. Do yourself a favor, take 5 on the side. While the star's still in the game, there's a bench you can ride. And we gon' run out the clock, you can't get back in. Thinking you nice is insanity, you Jeremy Lin.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
You ain't got to try.
All right.
Anyway, you ready to do this?
I am.
Let's get ready to podcast. All right, well, that's all I got for you. I can't do the Wayans Brothers theme the way I would like to with just the vocals, you know. But anyway, welcome one and all, ladies and gentlemen, anybody who might be viewing this here episode. This is
At a carnival, apparently.
I mean, listen. Like I told you before, everybody goes to carnivals, and we want everybody to be a viewer of this show. So I
wouldn't say everybody goes to a carnival.
Everybody's been to a carnival,
Probably.
so that's all I mean. Anyway,
All right,
welcome
man.
to episode number 91 of the Kiona and Kasson podcast. I'm your host Adam, here with my brother Osama.
That's the Dennis Rodman number.
Yes, it is. I'm 91, huh? It's pretty nice. Pretty nice. So what's been up with you this week? I know you've been having a lot of preparation you had to be doing because you're going on a twice flying vacation, however you want to word that.
Yeah, no, I'm leaving. I'm leaving tomorrow.
Twice flew.
Twice flew. No, I'm leaving tomorrow at noon. So I've just had like a week full of just preparation and things. So like I had to get my COVID test again, right? Because I had the before it's the travel.
I don't know. I haven't traveled
It's
like that.
the
since this happened.
travel PCR or something along those lines. COVID exam. And the first time I had it was exactly like the second time I had it. Terrible. But like, so I don't know, for those who haven't had a COVID test.
Says any girl you ever been with.
Nah. But so if you have never had a COVID exam, or if you haven't, good for you. But
I guess
it's
I
terrible.
fit into that demographic, so I guess good for me.
Dude, it's not great. Like, so I found out that there's a couple of different exams. Like, Vivi did the saliva. Like, I think I've gone over this.
Yeah, probably.
And I did the
because this is a deja vu for us,
Right,
me
right.
and the listeners.
I did it with what's it called? They had the one for the cotton swab for me, meaning they take the cotton swab and jam it straight up your fucking nose.
Yep.
And
all in your nostril.
the goal is to like either make you like react negative, like if you think she's gone up all the way, she hasn't.
I like to call that the maximum ugly stick because I guarantee you have the ugliest look on your face.
Dude, you can't help it. Like she just keeps finding more crevices to dig into.
Like, oh, here goes another tunnel.
So it was literally like this,
carving her way
right?
to your brain.
And then as she pulls back down, she's like, next one. And I was like, and like there's no time. So you would think going through something once would prepare you for what was to come. This is not the case. This is not the case in the COVID exam arena. Okay, so I don't know how they do the saliva. That's probably the most pleasant.
It's the least intrusive.
Dude, it feels like they touch your brain. So when they take it out the second nostril, I literally felt like my tear ducts they couldn't hold themselves. They just started like watering.
Started crying.
I was like, do you have a napkin?
You're gonna cry in a car.
I was gonna cry in that fucking doctor's office. Just sucked.
Well, anyway, so we've talked enough about that in previous episodes. What else? Are you excited? Do you have different plans for this particular wing of the trip?
So this one's gonna be a
I'm only expecting a third and fourth one later on in the year.
2.0.
So.
No, this one is probably gonna be more of just a relaxed, sit on the beach, enjoy some food.
Right near the beach.
Not really do much. We're staying in the same hotel.
Oh.
And I don't know, it's just meant to just kind of go back and relax. We're not going to do too much touristy things like in regards to traveling throughout the island and, attempting to, see new shit. I don't want to see new shit. I just want to see the same shit and chill in that shit. Not in actual shit.
Nah, I imagine not.
You
want a vacation. That's what
you
do
eat
for
pieces
work.
of shit for breakfast? No. But I also, man, so like, I had to mow my grass for the first time this year.
Mm-hmm. It's that time of year.
Last year, if you remember, I had a landscaper, which I kind of was, debating whether or not I would have him do it this year as well, because I just don't want to. Plus, I had broken my lawnmower. All reasons why I had a landscaper.
Does it come off like a brokey if you do your own?
Okay, I'll come off that way then.
Well, no, I mean I'm trying to add to your list of reasons to not do that last year, but
Oh, well,
whatever.
It sucked.
That's fine.
It sucked. But I don't mind having the landscaper. I mean, I don't find it to be the biggest bill, right? Like, I mean, it's extra, but man.
Well, listen. Hey, Tangent Central. Let's keep it on your.
No, that's where I'm. Where I'm going.
Okay. Well.
So this week, because I'm gonna be gone all next week,
Right.
I was like, man, if it's warm and it rains, I'm gonna come back to like a forest in my backyard. So I gotta cut that shit, right?
Yep.
Being a homeowner it's got to,
Pain in the ass.
yeah. I mean, that's the only really way to put it.
Uh-huh.
I bought a lawnmower again, second lawnmower in 2 years. Fucked up, but I broke the last one.
Some fucking.
Actually, second one in 3 years. Second one in 3 years.
Some resilient grass you got there.
No, I hit a damn stub that I didn't know was there. So, but this week it was also kind of warm, and having not cut the grass yet, man, my allergies were fucking with me so much. This is not the time to be walking around.
People driving out here.
I don't know. There's nothing like. This is not the time to be having an allergic, you can't be sneezy, coughy, runny nose in this era. People look at you
can't
like
walk
you're
into
nuts.
the airport like that. They'd be like, no.
Like, dude, I am good. My sinuses are fucked up.
We'll put you in a cargo hold.
Dude, all I know is
getting on this plane.
I was cutting my damn grass and my nose was leaking like a fucking addict.
That's what always happens because you kick all that pollen in the air doing that.
It's fucked up, man. And that's what I did this week. I tried to avoid having to come back and cut a forest down and
makes sense.
Some grown man shit before I go chill on a beach for 3-4 days.
Got a little haircut too, Rusty.
Got a haircut.
The essentials.
You need to get a haircut before you go on vacation.
Don't go on vacation without a haircut.
I don't think you should.
No.
I don't think you should.
I don't think you should look like a scumbag.
You look like a scumbag. Wait, what? Oh, sorry. I thought you were going at me.
Man, fuck you, first of all. All right?
Hold on, dude.
I never look like a scumbag except for when I choose to look like a scumbag. And you'll know,
Oh, yeah. All right.
You'll know when I make that decision.
So what's going on? How's your week?
It was all right, man. It was, busy work week. It's working from home. It always feels weird, like talking about how busy my work week was, because that's not like I have to go anywhere.
It's like your commute is 2 minutes.
I'm not rushing around, like whatever. I guess just 2
minutes. Your commute shouldn't even be 2 minutes. You should be at work like you shouldn't even be. Are you ever late?
We don't say things to incriminate ourselves on this podcast.
I mean, I don't.
You never know who's watching. We may have 80 viewers, but sometimes we have 107 viewers. So I don't know. But regardless, yeah, it was a week that I guess I had to work just kind of more diligently, I suppose, than our typical focus would be. I'll tell you what happened a lot this week.
What?
I got a question for all of you, all the viewers out there who watch this because they love the sneaker aspect, right? Do y'all ever win the draw on sneakers? Does it ever happen? I'd like to know.
We talked about sneakers so much last week.
I'd like to be comfortable knowing that somebody who's like the average guy is winning some of these drawings.
Nobody. I don't think that
that's all I want to say. Just if you've ever won a drawing, let's say in the last like month, because that's when it's been hard. It's like I have probably the last 10 have been not selected. So if you've hit anything in the last month, just comment.
Everything is limited. There's nothing that you can get that is not going to be almost no shit sellout.
But how about sometimes if you're gonna do a drawing, sometimes pull my number.
I don't know that's I don't if it's random truly, then I don't know. I really don't understand.
It's random because they'll be like, yo, we have 10,000 pairs of these to put out, and 9,000 of them are put aside for celebrity guests, and 1,000 are available.
And Hebert and her dumbass son.
Yeah, that bitch and her stupid little bitch.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, I don't know. So week has been in that just disappointment.
I'm done trying to get sneakers with any hope, though I am really hoping for the Flints. The Flint 7s.
I tried for the Flint 13s today.
You try those
Just 'cause
red
I was like, let me see
whatever,
what my
red
luck is.
flints or whatever. They are.
Yeah, of course not
I
selected
didn't
there
try
too.
for them shits either. I you know what, man? I found out that both of my hobbies are ones that I can't necessarily
Cards and
partake in.
sneakers. Yeah,
It's all fucked up, man. It's
can't
all
be
fucked
involved.
up.
Can't be involved at all. We like, all right, man.
I
listen,
think we sound like a broken record, though.
probably, but I got a quick gripe too with you right now today. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we just let the viewers know a little bit about what happened, right? So like,
Oh.
so we're recording on Saturday, right? Because again,
Today is Saturday.
Osama is taking another leave of absence. So
I'm not really taking a leave of absence. I'm just leaving.
well, we'll see how things go next week before we determine anything in there. All right. But anyway, so last night at like 10:30, Sam calls me. He's like, "Yo, he's like, they changed the way like one of these stores who sells cards. I'm not getting specific because I don't know who's watching. I don't need more competition. But anyway, he's like, "Yo, tomorrow one of these stores they're gonna be like 6 a.m. Start doing the cards. We should go there, try our luck, man. It's a $2, but then whatever." I was all right. Listen, I wasn't really on board at first because I was like, "Yo, I'm kind of like tired of looking for cards and coming up short." Today just really fed into that way more. So to end my work week full of disappointment with more disappointment, I woke up this morning at 5 and I was like, all right, cool. You know, I don't really want to get up right now, but I'm not like super tired. I can do this, right? So I got up, you know, did my normal morning routine, make sure the dog's taken care of, and then I called Sam. No answer from Sam. So I got to the store. You know, I was outside for
But
like 40
wait,
minutes.
I can explain.
But wait, there's more. So I'm waiting outside in line. It's like 40 minutes before they let us in. It's 40 degrees outside, and you know I don't watch the news, so I had no idea how cold it was gonna be. Then I got in there, and I got the equivalent of nothing. No basketball cards, no football cards like I was looking for. It was just a all-around disappointing experience. That's all I really got.
So you're mad at me because you didn't get any cards?
No, I was just mad that like you were the one who brought this idea to my life because I wasn't gonna do shit like that, and then you didn't even answer the phone in the morning.
I was asleep. So what happened was I'm up at 5 a.m. always every morning. It doesn't matter. I might go back to sleep if I can, but most of the week I can't because I got work.
Mm-hmm.
But so today I had the alarm and I'm just I turned it off and I remember the snooze from 5 o'clock to 5:09. Also, why 9 minutes? Are all alarms 9 minutes?
No, because I'm pretty sure my alarm is 8 minutes. Apple and Android, man, they can never see eye to
No,
eye.
my alarm on my like actual home alarm clock is like 9 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like what the fuck is happening? Why didn't you put 10? 10 minutes is perfect. 9?
Because time is arbitrary.
So 5:09 and then 5:18 is when my alarm goes off if I hit the snooze.
I think they figure it like this, right? Like if your alarm is initially set for 5 and you get up at 5:09, it's probably gonna take you about a minute to like get your shit together and like actually get out of the bedroom.
1
so
minute?
like 1 minute, 5-10.
No, I'm good. But no, so the alarm goes off. I hit the snooze. I wake up at 5:09. Like 2 seconds later, I'm like, holy shit, I'm not gonna make it. And I don't know why my phone was on silent. I think because I didn't hear your call. So there's that, man. I'm sorry.
Well, the explanation.
Hey, dude, the risk is
word.
the risk.
Some bullshit. I wasn't gonna do nothing because I thought you were going there.
I thought I was.
Anyway, so that was my gripe.
I was thinking about something today, or not yesterday. I was looking at somebody's post and like, when you go to the barber shop, right?
Mhm.
Do you wear do you wear dope shoes? Like, do you go there to be fresh? So
No.
like,
First of all, I get my haircut at 11 a.m. About 40 minutes from my house. So I go there with like sweats, maybe some like beater shoes on, and
I just asked because like the reason I always I'll be in the barber shop and people be coming in with some dope kicks. I'm like, man, the problem with that is that all the hair flying around in the shop ends up all over your shoes. You're
Yeah.
like, damn, I got like mad like hair all over my
like
shit now.
I don't see why as a customer you're coming in there like that. I mean, I guess unless you like have somewhere you're going straight after, which I can never do because I need to get all the hair off me. I'll take a shower straight after a haircut.
I can go somewhere after. Like, it depends on how well how well the seal works between your neck and that paper and the apron.
Tell Majid to like just hit me with some extra blow dryer on my face, make sure there's no hair visible on my forehead.
I typically don't have the worst problem with that, like the hair sticking, but that is pretty fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way it feels like when a hair pokes from your like, oh man, no
Yeah.
good.
But so no, I don't understand why customers go in there with like their Sunday's best on, but the barbers I could see it a little bit more with them coming with some nice
I mean,
kicks
it's
on.
work. Where else are you gonna
But
wear it?
even that I wouldn't do honestly.
Well, they're not going anywhere else, man. They gotta work all fucking day. They gotta wear something.
I mean, I guess listen, I wear some New Balance. If I had to
Oh, I
stand
would
all day
definitely
long,
wear a comfortable pair of shoes.
If
Like
I'm standing all
it's
day.
heavily underestimated what a good pair of like comfortable shoes do, especially
Yep.
in work, man, dude.
put in some Dr. Scholl's inserts. Do they still have those things where you stand on it, it tells you where your pressure points are?
I did that at Red Wing Boots for work. They have like so it's like it's the first time I ever confirmed that my left foot is larger than my right foot by like a couple millimeters or something like that, which is crazy because
Strange.
they have you stand on everybody one of their feet are like very minuscule.
You sure it wasn't just like you had a slightly longer nail on your bigger toe?
Dude, they put it on a pad that digitally measures everything, like where you put the pressure at, how big your foot is, all that kind of crazy shit. It's pretty cool.
Well,
It's pretty futuristic, man. I was like, oh shit, look at this.
future.
In the future, bro. Remember in do you remember in the Conan O'Brien show before the year 2000 they used to do the in the year 2000
I was actually just watching something on Amazon Prime.
in the year 2000.
I was watching he had like some special on Amazon Prime where
That dude don't give a fuck about anything anymore.
well this was like basically right after they took his show from him or tried to push it back, right? Because they were like he was gonna be
That
the
was
Tonight
bullshit,
Show host, and they were
man.
trying to make him like the 12 o'clock Tonight Show host, and he was like, "That's tomorrow. That's not tonight anymore. I'm not doing that." So they had a special about him, basically like taking that time and putting together a tour because he like plays an instrument and like he sings,
Yeah.
right? So he was like, I'm gonna do this tour where it's like it's comedy, but I also have like a thing where I sing and do like the whole thing with the band or whatever. It was like a 2 hour little special, but he was talking about kind of like how his feelings during that time, what they were, and like, how he kind of felt slighted. And he's like, I had to sign something so that I am not legally allowed to be funny on TV right now. Like he wasn't able. That's why he had to do a tour
What the fuck?
because since he like turned down the rights to that Tonight Show thing, I think they had to wait until he found a replacement or like I don't know specific.
Dude, that's fucked up.
I was
They
in and out,
they
but
did him bogus with that.
Yeah, they were super.
They
bogus.
treated Jay Leno like king, which if that's how they're gonna treat him, that's how they treat him. Like
Mhm.
you can't blame him for them the way they treated you. Like if that's Jay Leno and they see him as the priority, then they got to give it to him. But I do think that NBC was on like
There's
Dude,
even a hierarchy in the whites.
they were on they were on bullshit with that. Like
Yeah.
the way they treated him, like they treated him as though he hadn't been on TV for so long with them, and actually really, people love Conan O'Brien. He has a cult following,
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh, it's kind of showing like how he interacts with his staff and like how he's kind of a dick, but he like tries to make it a joke, but like he's serious at the same time. It's just like a weird way that he interacts with
he's
them.
pretty smug. He's smug, but no, Conan man was like he had his show, his late night show was probably one of the better ones out there. Like even comparing to Jay Leno's show, which Jay had his own lane, and
Mm-hmm.
he did a really good job with it. And he wanted to leave, and when he decided to come back, they allowed it. So
Yeah.
it's not the greatest thing that they allowed to happen in terms of business dealings with Conan.
But I mean, you know what? That's it. The numbers talk, right? Because Jay Leno probably had the highest rated show of all time or some shit, in that category of late night TV, and
maybe
they were gonna do for him whatever he wanted.
I don't remember hearing any numbers about like whether Conan's show performed or
Well, it
if
wasn't like his
underperformed.
thing with Conan was they wanted to keep him on the Tonight Show, but they wanted to push the slot back, and he was like,
Well, what they did was they put him on the Tonight Show is the one that everybody wanted to be on.
Right.
The Johnny Carson, the Jay Leno's of the world. And when Jay left, it was only, I guess people saw it as Conan was the natural
successor.
heir to that,
Mhm.
that throne. So when they did promote him, everybody expected it. But when there was rumblings of Jay saying, he had the Jordan, I'm back, he came back with that 45.
Yeah.
And I guess when NBC decided, okay, that's what he wants to do. We're gonna find a way to get him back in here because didn't they give him like a earlier show? Jay Leno at first.
Yeah, so they were gonna give him basically his time slot back.
No. I thought they gave Jay some weird show. I forget what happened. I think it was a later show. It was like a half-hour show, interview show, or something like that. Or no, I'm sorry. That was the Carson Daly I was thinking about. Because remember they gave Carson Daly a show too.
Yeah, so basically they were trying to give Jay Leno his like time slot back is whatever, like 10:30 or 11 o'clock, whatever time Tonight Show started.
Yeah, I believe like 10, right after the news. So like 10:30, they were trying to give him that while Conan was in there.
So they were going to keep Conan on the Tonight Show, but they were going to make the Tonight Show a midnight show.
Or 11 o'clock. Or 11:30.
No, it was midnight. What he was saying was midnight.
Holy shit.
And he was like, that's tomorrow. That's not tonight. I'm not doing a midnight Tonight Show. I'm not
who's up watching that, right? Like that's like the C. That's the C level employee you get.
Yeah, what's that one guy who comes on at midnight or 1 o'clock and nobody watches him?
I don't know because nobody watches him.
Speaking of watching things, I was watching what's it called? I was looking on the television for Everybody Hates Chris. That's
the good old television.
That's my typical nightcap, right? I watch some Everybody Hates Chris.
Everybody hates
ready to call it a night.
Chris.
That's when Terry Crews was still in the favor of the public, which now is not really a thing.
He is a nut. He is a weirdo, man.
Great show, though. But anyway, so I was looking for that, and what I found instead was Rush Hour, right? The end of Rush Hour was on. So I was like, cool, man. It was the last, 35 minutes or so whatever.
Is that when they're in the casino?
Yeah.
Or not casino, whatever it is, the Chinese theater or something like that in Hollywood, right?
No, I think that was the second one. I don't know. They're always in some kind of theater or casino. Anyway, so I watched the end of that one, and then I watched the second one, and then yesterday, because it was like 2 days ago, yesterday Rush Hour 3 was on, so I was like, great, man, I watched the whole trifecta. But I realized something watching this.
What?
Okay.
What?
When you watch movies like that, and Jackie Chan, Liam Neeson, people who are just all around, just people who whip people's ass, it gives you a complex to make you feel like, yo,
you could do that.
I could do that, right?
I think
you be out in public, just looking at two dudes, like, I got y'all, man.
What? No, I think a lot of these movies have definitely given us a false sense of I probably can do that.
And let me tell you something, ain't nobody seeing Jackie Chan. Nobody.
No, there's some people out there seeing
Jackie Chan is fighting. Well, okay, not now. Jackie Chan is out of his prime. But when you go to the first Rush Hour, Jackie Chan, he's knocking out 19 dudes by himself.
You do know that's
I understand
choreographed, right?
I get it, but Jackie Chan is a G. I mean, he does all his own stunts. All that shit is him.
No disputing that whatsoever. But those are all
I'm
fake
just saying,
fights.
Man, they're fake, but how fake?
Pretty fake.
I mean, the fights, yes. The fights are fake. I'm just saying, his ability.
I don't know what you're asking.
How fake is
here.
His ability, is what I'm saying.
His ability is so I'm not saying he's not a martial artist, but he seems like he's like Chris Brown of the Kung Fu game.
Like Bruce Lee was never actually a fighter. He's an actor. So
he was a fighter.
He was an actor.
He fought too.
Go look it up.
He fought though, not like. I mean, the
it's like Arnold
the allure.
But he used to be
the allure of the myth that is what Bruce Lee was. Not
but if
Bruce
you look
Lee,
up,
Bruce Lee's not an actual myth. He was an actual person.
They recently put out a whole doc about it. He was a karate a martial arts master, but he didn't go and fight in competitions. He learned karate like little kids learn karate.
There's talks of when Bruce there's some videos out where apparently Bruce Lee was no bitch, but
I imagine not.
He was definitely embellished.
Yeah,
probably.
I mean, listen, you let these movie things fool you. You look at people like Michael Jai White. He's actually a 9th degree belt.
Yeah, he's no bitch.
A beast.
He's a beast.
A lot of these people, I don't know. I'm just saying, man. When you watch Jackie Chan in action,
I'm telling you, Jackie Chan is Chris Brown of the Kung Fu game. I'm telling you, super choreographed and the man of he's on top.
Yeah, but I don't think Chris Brown is so much choreographed.
What
you're thinking insane.
They do it.
Chris Brown is a freestyle dancer.
Yeah, but Chris Brown, they also choreograph a lot.
I'm sure some of it, but I don't think.
Nah, man.
Anyway, whatever.
So you're telling me that Chris Brown's is not choreographed, but Jackie Chan's is the house. So how much?
You're the one who said it was. I obviously it's choreographed because you can't have a fight scene with 37 little Asian dudes and not have it be choreographed.
Why do they have to be little? They could be
Because
any
that's
little
who they
guy.
were in every movie. They were
They could
fighting.
be any little guys.
They were fighting the triad, and then they were fighting his brother.
his
And
brother.
They're all Asian.
That's my brother.
This is not anything that's not factual.
Yeah. Except.
Okay, well, you go fight Jackie Chan.
Somebody can beat Jackie Chan.
Yeah, but not you.
You tell me Jet Li couldn't beat Jackie Chan?
Listen, take all these people in their prime, and I'm sure it'll be a
Jet
very
Li-
entertaining time.
I think Jet Li and Jackie Chan would probably be like a stalemate.
What's the name of the guy from Ip Man? You'd be a beast in there too.
Yeah,
Stop that.
I don't remember. Man, I really can't remember his name.
I don't remember either, but whatever. I mean, listen, Ip Man's a good movie, and it's another one of those guys who just he looks like he's gonna serve you up whenever you get a chance. So go
Ip
check it out, man.
Man.
It's very entertaining. And then what was it? What was I watching the other day? I was gonna watch it. Black Dynamite.
But Black Dynamite, I sell drugs in the community.
He said, "Ha! I threw that shit before I came in the room."
I remember talking to some people. They were like I remember watching a movie and I was like, "Yo, you gotta see Black Dynamite. That movie is hilarious." And it's only funny if it's like because it's got to be. It's like one of those like blaxploitation,
Right.
super hilarious, but like making fun of itself, poking fun at kung fu, which is kung fu is hilarious to poke fun at. By the way,
Yeah, for sure.
who's interrupting me while I'm doing my kung fu? Grandma? Didn't I tell you about interrupting me in my kung fu? So it's definitely not like probably for everyone, but you can't deny some of the hilarity that happens in that movie. Like,
Well, that movie is meant for hilarity.
yeah, that's what like blaxploitation. It's like spoof,
Yeah.
Satire type shit. Like
Right.
the space balls of the world,
Yeah.
the
The
naked
scary movies of the world.
the Naked Gun, like 33 and a third, or
Yeah.
Lethal, like whatever it is with Leslie Nielsen, was it? I think that's his name. I think so.
I don't know. Maybe, probably.
And OJ was in those movies because right around that time we didn't know OJ was gonna do what he was doing, and he was
We
like,
didn't know that he was a.
he's a motherfucking movie star back then, probably B list. But still, I'll take D. I don't give a fuck. Pause.
Anyway, that is documented. These are documented.
He's like, I don't need that degrees to keep me. I don't need money to keep me warm. I got my degrees.
He said all the regular homeless people have newspaper. I have degrees. But look, so I think watching Rush Hour had led me to another thing. I think there were like some dead body that they were dealing with, whatever, and it led me to if you had to pinpoint one thing, right? What would you say would be like one of the most embarrassing ways for you to go out that you wouldn't want stories like that told?
Oh, I've thought about this while doing these things. Like,
you're a fly on the wall at your funeral. And two
Dude.
people are having conversation. They're like, "Man, did you hear what happened? Like, I can't believe you went out like that."
I think there are multiple ways, right?
Right.
One scenario that's popped in my head is
I'm glad that you thought about this.
dude. I literally, no lie, it happened. It's happened. I'm not gonna say when it happened, but so like one day, undisclosed day in the last lifetime, I was sitting on my computer searching away,
Mhm.
searching away on a little website I like to call Pornhub. Right?
It sucked to die right now. This thing's on the screen.
So, like, I hadn't searched yet, right? But the idea came to my head that having like, what if you were searching? What if you're a guy that likes some weird shit, or a girl? Girls like weird shit. They're not exempt, right? And you're just. What if you search some shit like? I'm not gonna say anything. What I'm gonna say is, what if you
Not gonna give you a
searched?
specific.
What if you searched something that like was pretty embarrassing and off the wall, not mainstream,
Mhm.
and questionable, right?
Taboo, as it were.
Yeah, taboo. And again, I hadn't searched yet. I hadn't, but like, I was trying to come up with something just now, but I couldn't think of anything that was like, I don't know. Maybe people like weird things. I don't.
Yeah.
But like, picture what would be probably to you the most embarrassing thing to have searched to look for porn.
That now everybody knows that I look for.
You were feeling a little frisky, right? You know,
needed some freaky tonight.
like Marty Marr said, just chilling like a motherfucker, just chilling like a motherfucker, you know. And the next thing you know, you're like, I want to look at porn, right? So you pull out the good
Need some
old
extra freaky to watch.
You pull out the good old laptop. Not gonna say what kind because that would date it. Let's say compact because I haven't done this in years, right? So
it's been fucking since 1999.
But just picture what would be an embarrassing thing in your head, and then picture searching that, clicking search, and then feeling it. Oh no! Oh no! Right? And it's either like
you hit the floor and you're putting your hand up trying to get the button.
Dude, now and then they find out that you're into this weird shit, and now that's what your reputation is when you leave. Right? It's like your first impression and your last impression. Your last impression, he was looking up some weird porn shit, and we don't like him anymore.
I just want to imagine the conversations. You know, like, man, I heard they found him looking at some weird porn when he died. Like, damn, really? What? I'm not even gonna say it.
I once moved out an apartment. I may have said this on the podcast, but I once moved out an apartment once because I was taking a shit, and my bathroom was obviously near like the alley. Right, I don't know if it's obvious, but that's where ours was. And
for those who are familiar with alleys, because they don't have them everywhere,
dead in the middle of this satisfying ass shit. And I started hearing gunshots and guys running down the alley. I was like, not me, not on the toilet, not never. And I decided to move out that place.
See, that's ironic because I'm the opposite.
You want to hear gunshots while you're taking a shit? That's weird as fuck.
I don't want to get shot on the toilet. But you know how, like, I don't know, this is just a myth or if it's true or not, but, you know, Elvis went out on the toilet.
They say that.
And I wouldn't have, you know, a peanut butter and banana sandwich, especially on the toilet, because who's really eating
He was
on the toilet?
eating that on the...
Oh, fat ass. Started eating on the
so
toilet.
he had a heart attack, right?
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
And he was in the banana and what sandwich?
A peanut butter and banana sandwich.
There was something else on this sandwich, or that was it? The peanut butter and banana?
I don't know.
Dude, that's fucking weird. Peanut butter and banana... Well, no, it's not. That's why I think there's something else,
Like a
because
Sunday type of
for
shit.
some reason I remember it being a lot more shockingly disgusting.
It probably, I don't know. I mean, whatever. Anybody who's eating a sandwich while they're taking a dump, that's a nasty person anyway, so I can already believe that they put disgusting shit.
Will you drink coffee while you take a shit?
Oh, yeah, I've done it. Plenty times.
Yeah. Honestly, it's pretty satisfying.
It does. It helps you, you know? Like,
I don't know about...
man, I don't want to push extra hard, but I'll take a sip of this coffee.
Okay, full disclosure, I'm not sitting on the toilet trying to take a shit drinking coffee with the purpose of the coffee aiding in the shitting. I just want to
French
sip
benefit.
I'm literally...
Because coffee naturally has that effect on you, you know?
Why is it called the French benefit?
I don't know. Probably, again, probably racist origins. Remember I told you I wanted to have a segment where we explored things like this, and you were like, no, let's not do that because I'm stupid, and I want to ask that question every time I get a chance. Patreon. Patreon. You can be a Patreon.
I'm a Patreon.
Yeah, so we're gonna get that set
That
up
actually
real
worked.
soon,
That last
you know?
one actually worked. You said you could be a Patreon. I'm the Patreon.
You could do it too. You could be just like me.
I'm the Patreon. That works. No, the Patreon's coming. Where Adam probably during this
Patreon coming.
So we're speaking about it. Hopefully this week during my vacation, Adam is deciding to at least log into a Patreon and see what it means, what it happened, what we need to do.
Listen, man, you're giving the wrong impression here. I logged into it before. I just want to get more familiar, do a little tutorial, understand a little bit more about how it works.
Do that.
I mean?
Go Tiger. Do that.
Listen, we
don't
Go
have
to
Tiger.
give them a
Do
behind
that.
the scenes
Do
of
that.
every
Go
Patreon
Tiger.
thing
You
that
said
we talking about.
You said we should do some. I said on the Patreon.
No, I told you this before, and then you were like, "No, I don't think it's a good idea, man."
But I just said it now that
I don't see how that's gonna be successful. I don't see how people
I just
want to
be
entertaining.
I just want to be successful.
Yeah, whatever. Sing away now if you like. I don't know, but anyway, that's a pretty funny question.
I just want to be.
I would like some audience interaction here.
Successful. Yes, I do.
Shut up. I would like some audience input here. If you have a weird scenario that you've thought of, because clearly I thought I was the only one who thought like this, but maybe not. So if you have a weird,
It's a weird
embarrassing
day, man. I was
scenario,
feeling a little froggy, you know.
if you had a day and you were like, oh man, this would be a really bad way to die. Like, I know it's a weird, morbid thought in a way, but like,
it is, but
it's kind of funny because it goes back to, remember we were talking before, like, is there anything that you would have in your house that you would want people to find after they go through your stuff?
like what if you passed out like with your?
I think
dick
I'm gonna
in your
put
hand?
all of my shit in a storage unit, and I'm just gonna like go back and forth to the storage unit daily and get my stuff.
starting like now.
Like in case I go.
So somebody's gonna. So eventually on Storage Wars, somebody's gonna bid on your abandoned locker, and it's gonna have all this weird ass, kinky ass shit.
I mean, I don't have like a lot of weird kinky shit.
Says you. Where's that? Unless you have a storage locker somewhere.
Well, you never know.
Well, now I know you know.
Yeah,
You told me that.
You know how many
so-
storage lockers there are in this world?
I'm not looking for
Good
it.
luck.
I just want to confirm you have one.
No,
Oh, fuck about where your locker's at.
I'm paying monthly there, and I don't live there. What the fuck? If I'm paying monthly to a storage unit, I'm gonna live there.
You would live in your storage unit?
Put a couch and a TV in that.
So
bitch.
I seen something about a
Climate
guy
controlled?
that like stayed in a storage unit for. You saw that, right? He like
Yeah.
tapped into their electricity and he lived there
can-
for like
you
weeks.
can buy ones that have electric connections.
Yeah, but I don't think there's something that was to it that I don't know how he tapped into like water. Like this motherfucker was resourceful, but
Yeah,
you can't just live in these places. They're not meant for
I
that.
mean, evidently you can do it at least for a little while.
Just a little while.
What happens if they catch you?
Well, they kicked them out.
Damn, you let it catch you.
Yo, there's that stowaway old lady.
Oh man, that lady is she's all over that shit.
That lady does not care. That old bitch was like, all right, you lock me up. I'll stop for a minute. And then, like, literally, like, she'll go, bada boom, bada bing, I'm back, motherfuckers.
That lady likes flying.
How the hell is she so good at this? Like,
I don't know.
I hate the airport. You ain't gonna be, like, I don't even want to navigate
This lady's like an
myself.
escape artist. Like she's really poking the holes in the system and showing you where you guys are lacking.
I don't think so, because nobody else has done it. She's the only one. She's got all the secrets.
I don't know how she does it, man.
She's like that book, The Secret.
It's like, remember in Liar Liar when he had that machine to come
I
and chase?
can't lie.
He got on that lift to go and chase after the plane. Maybe that's how she did it. She's like, I'm just gonna climb into the back here.
I don't remember that scene too well, but I do remember it a little bit.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know. Whatever.
Jim Curry.
That guy.
Lampheart.
What else is up, man? I don't know what else is happening this week.
I don't know, man.
Not
I've been
too much, I feel like.
preoccupied with this fucking vacation. All I know is like I'm just ready to go do that.
Guess we can salute the JBP real fast. They got the team back
Oh
together.
yeah, we could talk about that. My shirt's no longer vintage, but hey, I won't. I
Your
just
shirt's
gotta-
never been vintage, and I don't.
It
wanna
was
see
vintage,
on the show
motherfucker.
again. Or I'm gonna
Hey,
poke a hole in it.
I'll fuck you up with some of my vintage Chicago bullshit as soon as I get that.
Yeah, do that. Bring
I
that
will.
shit.
I might.
Don't bring the other podcast.
Probably.
shit.
No, I want to buy more actually, but that shit's is getting a little high.
Yeah.
I wanted to wear the Fire Red 4s this here Saturday because it's supposed to be nice out. But I'm waiting. I'm keeping
Nice
them on
clean
ice
up
for a
job.
little bit.
Said this year.
This year.
Nice cleanup right there.
It's the only pair I have that are dead stock until Adam finally decides that he's okay to trade me something. I'll even put cash on top.
I didn't say that I'm opposed to
You just
trading
haven't even engaged it. Just
Well,
know,
I just- I don't
just
know.
know I'm even. I'm
My whole
willing.
sneaker collection is right next to you. I don't know what you have.
You already know what I want. There's two possibilities, and if you have an idea of what you'd want for them,
Bitch,
you let me know.
You know what I want?
Also,
I want to talk to Samson.
So
Climb
that-
it to the
if motherfucker, you're gonna change the subject. You know I'll sing that song if I have to. It's like Cartman. I'm sailing away.
underrated. But yeah, so
Yeah.
much
All
to
I'm
my-
saying is I'm even willing to put cash on it if I
Well,
have to.
we can discuss things.
We never discuss it, man. You always say that.
Well, you do. You just say,
Like
"Oh,
I said,
those
we
are the
never
ones I want. Let me know if you want anything. What's that? Let me know what you got and what
He's-
you
know what I
what you're
have in
willing
my-
to give up.
You know what I got? What kind of shoes? What we're on air. Fuck it. What number are you looking for?
All right. So out of the first let's say 14.
Because I
pairs,
have. You know how I have.
out of 1 through 14, the only ones I don't have any 4s. I don't have any 11s or 12s.
So the 11s ain't going nowhere. You know that. Those have to stay. Because I don't even think I'm going to get the cool gray 11s this year. The way it looks, I'll never be able to find enough.
You got the plug. We'll give you a free month
Yeah,
Patreon.
yo, if anybody, honestly, if y'all are plug and you watch this show, help us out.
Yeah, man.
Because the way it looks, I don't think I'm going to be able to get a cool gray pair of 11s and I'm almost afraid that I might not be able to get a pair of my Flint 7s coming up in the beginning of May. So,
I'm never gonna be able to add another line of shoes to this wall.
dude, the way it looks, it's fucking. You're just gonna have to cop shit like at the store. Which
StockX.
I've honestly been wanting to go to this fucking Nike outlet, you know.
Yeah.
But I have three pairs of 12s that you're welcome to any three of those. There's the Flu Games, the Masters, the taxis. The 4s, I only have one pair, and I'm not. Those aren't going nowhere because those are the only ones I have that literally are dead stock.
It's all right. There's some 4s coming out soon. I'm gonna try to get
Those I wonder if did you tried on those Carolina blue ones, right?
I tried on every
Or
shoe.
are they University blues? It's Carolina blue, but it's University blue.
Yeah, it's University Blue. Let me just give you a quick, small little rundown about. Here you go. See, look at this. Your submission wasn't selected. It's the first thing you see when you pull up sneakers.
Oh, it's such a sad looking thing too.
It's just
I've been
so
trying all
depressing.
week.
So those, the 13s, the Travis Scott 6s, the 4s, the LeBron blue orange 8. I was like, that probably resell for nice. And then the Air Force ones, the whatever, the St. Patty's Day green
I
ones.
ain't trying those.
The ones that came out, the powder blue ones, the mint green Nike Dunks, and the more up tempos. I took an L on all of those, and those all
Dude,
happened within 15 days, so 2 weeks.
I don't know what the fix is gonna be.
The fix is in, I'll tell you that much.
That is really what it is. I don't really want to keep discussing it because it's like I'm getting angry thinking about it. It's bad enough that
Makes
we
my
have
blood
we're,
boil.
we're involved in hobbies we're not involved in anymore. But you did mention LeBron, and I
Yeah.
read something about LeBron talking about his recovery and coming back. And for those who don't know, he's been out since like sometime in March
Yeah,
with
something
a
like that.
high ankle sprain, those are not the greatest. Those fucking hurt. All ankle sprains hurt, but high ankle sprains are the fucking worst.
Yeah, ankle sprain.
Dude, those are difficult to recover from.
ain't nothing
and
to play with.
That being said, they were talking about. I guess they questioned him about being 100%. He's like I really don't know. I think at this point in my career, I don't think I'll ever get. Oh, I don't think I'll ever get back to 100% within my career. Like I think at this point I'm not gonna be able to ever get to that full recovery.
Interesting. Took some of that bass out of his voice, huh?
I think he's just dude. LeBron is my age.
maximum ugly ass.
LeBron's my age.
Mhm.
He's dude. I mean, just objective. Stop talking about it because you hate him. But I mean, think about it objectively. How many miles do you think?
No, listen, I understand.
No. I want.
But let me talk shit about LeBron.
This is a little question though. I actually have a
I
question.
like to talk shit
How
about
many
LeBron.
miles? Because it's broken down. Like how many miles they run in a game, right? It's like about 3.
Something like that.
Something or just under 2 or under 3. I forget. Let's say
Feels like it's small, like a low number.
they're only running 94 feet back and forth, and
Yeah,
not
but they're
always
doing it-
94 feet back and forth. It's
I guess
sometimes
they're
72.
not in the game.
They're
for
not
48
always playing
minutes.
48 minutes. So I mean, in a game you run. I think LeBron typically runs a lot more or something like that.
Yeah,
There's
probably.
some stat he does more of in that. How? Let's try to calculate something like. How many miles do you? So there's 82 games.
I don't need my calculator for this.
So let's say you run 3.
I'm usually good at mental math, man, but this is
look
gonna
up look up average.
So let's say he does 3 miles a game, right?
Let's look up average. Look up LeBron's amount of this distance run in a game, average game. Because I just want to kind of see. Because the thing is here, like people put like, oh, why is he? Why is he having? He should be back in the game. LeBron's been playing in the NBA since he's fucking 18 years old. LeBron is my age, 13. He'll be 18 years in the league, and he's gone at a high clip the whole time.
Okay, that's not the.
All right, so I'll keep
information
filling
it. Hang on a second now.
Yeah.
So it says
So
the average player runs just 2.9.
so it's just under 3.
Jimmy Butler in 2014 to 3.1 per game.
So average is 3. So let's do 3.
Well, that's what I was doing until you interrupted
Well, I mean,
me.
I just wanted to confirm. So 3 miles a game times 82 games in a season.
Times 82. That's 246.
246 miles.
Times what? 18 seasons now?
Well, yes, let's do that. Times 18
So 4,428.
on his knees in a basketball game. Now, we also got to remember in playoffs, LeBron's played more playoff games than most NBA players in history because of how long.
That's how
he's
many
been-
times he went to Game 7 and how many times he lost?
Exactly. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it is. Well, we're speaking about just facts.
Well, that's true. I mean,
So if let's
to go
say
to
he's
Game 7,
let's
there's
say
more games.
100, and that's why. But I'm saying so he's run. Think about every playoff game. If you're supposed to win 16 to win it out,
mhm.
right? And you go set. Let's say on average he went 6-game series every time. LeBron has run miles on that body.
Listen, that's great. I don't care.
All I'm saying is
It's not that much more
I'm
than the average
only
person
talking
is running who's on the court because they're all professional players
average
who have to run up and down
person
the court.
or us.
No, the average player.
Average NBA player.
Right.
Come on.
Yes,
I was like, dude, I ain't ran a mile in a year, dude. The fuck? I barely run. I won't run when it's raining unless it's pouring.
I'll be making fun of people who running down the street when I'm walking.
Like, where are you going?
Well, because it's always some dude
Running
got like
is-
the thigh highs on and shit.
Running is straight terrible.
Like, bruh, the shorts don't have to be that short anymore. They came a long way since '79.
I do want to talk about how terrible running is, but first I do want to get this out about the LeBron thing because I think a lot of people fail to realize layman's, right? Not layman as in terms of, some sort of disrespectful way, but a layman is
simpletons.
a layman or not so savvy a person in the sport wouldn't really understand the idea of when we speak about
Casual fans.
miles on that body,
Uh-huh.
right? And when we speak about miles on the body, we're speaking about how when we broke it down to 3 miles a game, that means a player will run about 3 miles from the start of the game to the end of the game on that court. Meaning that's 3 miles within 48 minutes, which doesn't seem like a lot, but they're in short bursts. There's lateral movements, and basketball doesn't get the respect I think it deserves.
Well, I mean, every sport has those things, but
not every
what we also have to take into account here is
$1 million a year on his body. He's talking about like that. His record, his
NBA level fucking physical therapy.
Agreed. Because without that, a man wouldn't last more than a few years doing that. Not a few years, but you wouldn't be able to play into your late 30s, almost 40 years old. Vince Carter can still jump higher than any motherfucker that you put against him.
I'm saying he's not the first person to do this.
So I'm saying the reason why
MJ averaged 29 points at 43 years old. Don't give me that shit.
Agreed. But without all of these things, right? Like these privileges that come with being an NBA player, the fucking you can go to the doctor.
Well, you can't go without that because you have to take the good with the bad, and you got all of it.
You have to.
So
I mean, agreed. But I'm just saying, like, we wouldn't imagine some of the players' careers. We wouldn't get nearly as fun a career. Steph Curry wouldn't be performing. Steph Curry is on fucking fire right now.
Steph is a beast. He's like, I could do this without Clay. Don't worry about it.
He could do it with his eyes closed, it looks like. Dude,
I could do it without KD.
The ball is just dropping in the fucking basket from miles away.
This guy got like a homing device on the basketball.
I always used to think I was like the best shooter I've ever seen, but Steph Curry might actually be the best Curry I've ever. Hey, dude. Hey, fuck you. I'm saying. So I probably was until Steph started shooting the way he shot this year.
Even if that was true, which is not. Even if that was true, wasn't nobody there to witness it? Like the people in the neighborhood, the kids in the neighborhood.
That's fine. Hey, that's fine. I don't care what you got to say. All I want to let you know is that's the truth. Except for this year. This year, Steph Curry is the best shooter. Before this year, I was still the best shooter, and I hadn't even played in 4 years.
Steph Curry's been the best shooter for the last 6-7 years. Before that, it was what's called
shooter.
Ray Allen. Before that, it was Reggie Miller. Before that, it was
there's
always been somebody who wasn't you.
Oh, there's been beasts. There's been some fucking beasts like the Glenn Rices of the world, man. Fucking
the Nick Van Axels of the world. Slightly slept on.
Yeah, but Nick Van Axel was like a slasher. Like if Nick Van Axel was something else, he was like. There's a lot of players from back in the day that people don't really, they don't really give their due.
The Derek Fishers of the world, Given he was a role player, but that man made his shots,
I mean, yeah, I'm not really speaking about the big shot Bobs of the world type of people.
Well, I mean,
I'm talking about like the fact that Derrick Rose right now, if the Knicks won anything in the playoffs, it's not due to solely Derrick Rose, but he is. I think people again are still not giving my boy the credit he deserves. Derrick Rose is a veteran, like a consummate veteran. The definition of a professional player with heart and love for the game. He doesn't. I know we've gone on Derrick Rose rant after Derrick Rose rant after Derrick Rose rant, but for me, man, like to see him performing well, I love it. He doesn't get any. He doesn't get any recognition.
Yeah,
not at all. Like when I because again I don't.
I think in New York,
what do they call? I'm a cord cutter, like the people who don't have internet.
people
Cable.
who are, yeah.
So I have internet. So I just do a lot of YouTubing, like
Right.
sports shows and shit. And when they talk about the Knicks, I mean, given Julius Randle he deserves all the praise. But for the love of all that is
But the
Derrick
funny thing
Rose,
is that everybody else on the team will give it all to Derrick. You know?
yeah, of course.
So
He's a great leader, I think.
the league doesn't want to love Derrick because he was almost the end of LeBron until he got hurt. Sorry, but I really believe that if Derrick would have stayed healthy, he would have been the best player in the league, not LeBron, for the last 7 seasons.
Very possible.
I believe so. I don't know.
Very possible.
I was just.
But dealing in what ifs is always.
of course,
it's always like you don't want to. But
I mean,
I will say that you
saw where he was at. 3
You've
years
got a
and-
valid point. Had they won the year he got injured, which they probably were going to,
Mhm.
There's a very good chance they repeat the next year.
Yep.
And they're only nobody knows. Only our imaginations can say.
But look, his
But-
third season in the league, kid's averaging 29 points, MVP season. It was 62 wins. You know what I mean? Like, things were looking good. Things were looking real good. I was just reading a story that B.J. Armstrong wrote because he's his manager, right?
Was or is?
It still is. So I think that's pretty cool. First of all,
Yeah, I think so too.
But so basically, early on in Derrick's career, he was like, talking to him about like just trying to get, I guess, into his mental state, right? And I guess a lot of what BJ picked up from Michael in his first three-peat days, right? He used a lot of that, and he was like, one thing with Mike is he found a way to motivate himself every game by basically always finding something to be mad about. And that's how he motivated himself to basically go and dominate on the court. And he's like, Derrick, he came in the league, he was the rookie of the year, and then, he got selected to his first All-Star selection, I think like the second season. And then so he was like asking him, like, what are your I guess no, it wasn't him. It was one of the reporters, I guess, in one of the post games. And they're like, "What are your expectations for this season?" And he's like, "Why can't I be MVP?" And he's like, as soon as that happened, he's like, "You guys don't understand. That woke something up in Derrick, and that's like, he showed out next season clearly, So I was like, man, what could have been?
Listen, yeah, and that's the problem, dealing in what could have been. But right now, all I know is it's just nice to see him performing well, efficiently, in a short span of time. Like, he's literally playing 29 minutes, 28 minutes, shooting, at a 60% clip some games, scoring 15 to 20 points, assists, blocks, steals, doing it all.
Yep.
And the leadership, I think, is probably understated and probably undervalued in terms of what Derrick can bring to the table.
It always is.
So for me, man, I just love seeing it. And, if you're a fan of Derrick Rose, you probably understand what we're talking about, because it's just nice to see, man.
Yeah, 1,000%. But, we'll see where the season takes him. And I think he seems to be happy in New York, and New York seems to be happy to have him. So
most definitely. It's funny that it's the second time he's been there.
Yeah.
But, hey.
I was mad about that too.
The road that you take is the road you take.
I was just mad because he has a different jersey number now, and I have a Knicks jersey from his last.
What, the 25?
Yeah, so now I got to get a 4.
I'd wear the 25.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, it's like you want a 23 and you want a 45.
I don't have either. I still have a 23, the champion jersey from when we were kids, but that fits me like it's a tank top now. And
you want to get a throwback now? It's like a $350 jersey to grab a Mike jersey.
Dude, I want the 45 in white, and I want the 23 in red.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't have the 45 and anything but white, right?
No, you can. It came in red.
I know, but that's what he came back in, isn't it?
Yeah, but it came back in red too.
Yeah, but that's what he came back in.
But it came back in red later on, though.
I get it.
But I don't think you do get it. All right, guys, we got to take a break.
Yeah, we'll be back.
We are back.
We back. We before we got started back here, we were listening to the new Jay and Nas on the DJ Khaled.
Yeah, Adam didn't seem to realize there was.
I had no idea.
A new Jay-Z and Nas song.
It's funny because usually I'm on top of the new Jay releases, but I didn't know. But you know what? That's just because I don't go into Apple Music looking for new music, but maybe once a month.
But I mean, you listen to the Joe Budden podcast. You watch. I mean, you're on Instagram.
I mean,
I'm assuming you follow some sort of hip hop pages. How did you not hear that there? You don't follow Nas or Jay-Z? Like, you don't. I don't even know if Jay-Z has an Instagram, but
even if Jay-Z does have an Instagram, he's not managing it himself. He has a Twitter.
All I'm saying is, like, you didn't see any rumblings of that. That's pretty crazy.
Saw not.
You
a
saw?
damn
Did
thing.
you see any DJ Khaled promo?
No.
That's crazy that you haven't, because he's been promoing kind of hard.
I knew he had an album coming out by like, I don't know, 2 days before it came out.
Wow.
Yeah.
So okay. So that being said, what'd you think of that track?
It's good. It's like there's no like intertwining between the two. You know.
Yeah, there wasn't.
Verses.
Yeah, that was what I wish. That's kind of how my thought process went too.
Because when you have like
it felt like they recorded it in different rooms,
Mhm.
which is the norm right now. Obviously, you have to do that, but it just felt like they hadn't communicated about it. It felt like
Because like when
felt like just two. It felt like a Nas verse and a Jay-Z verse on one track. That maybe it. You know what I mean?
I mean, they were good verses, but
they were
it
good.
wasn't.
They
It
were.
wasn't like a. It wasn't like what I would envision when I envision a collab between them.
I'd like to see them do something like a tag team like Styles and Jadakiss do.
Like when they did Black Republican, they had like ad libs all over it. It was like it felt like a solid track that they were there together. They put it together, made sure it sounded nice. It was like real polished, But that's not what you got with this track. But it's not a bad track.
There's something about Black Republicans I don't like. Not like black people who are Republicans, but like
anybody who's Republican.
But Black Republican, the song was it's there's something about it. I don't know if it's the BPM maybe. I don't know. Like it's
you think there's just too much going on in the beat?
Something like that. But again, it's Jay and Nas, so you respect it and you like it. But because you don't have many in that arena of that sample size or whatever. You only have 3 or 4. Nas,
While you're gone,
Jay.
I'm looking for a port that will fit.
Yes,
this
please, for the
iPhone
love
into
of
that
God,
thing.
it's time because we need to start being able to do that on the Patreon. That's
The
dude.
problem is I
let
want
us-
to upgrade this.
You let
stupid
us
thing
listen to
soon, too.
music. We are about to fucking like have hours and hours full of extra podcast shit.
Like,
'cause-
this is about to be a 5.5 hour podcast.
dude, we have once you bring that up, we can like pull up a song and
Yeah.
instantly. But I'll say that I think it's a good track. I think DJ Khaled can put together a great sounding album.
I will say this about DJ
The production is nice.
He's grown.
It's good quality. He has.
Khaled has grown. If you go back to Listen or We the Best, he's
has.
the most obnoxious. Listen, it was on every track just
He's
screaming.
smarter. He's older.
Now
I think he transitioned once he started doing the Snapchat thing.
he still does his
To your point.
ad libs. You know what I mean? Because he's not like a rapper, but he has to be on the track.
That's his signature. Like you have to know he's there.
Yeah, it's not as obnoxious right now. Like he's definitely done better with that. so.
Again, I think it started once I think he started realizing marketing and his power
Yeah.
behind it, because he's just people like Khaled. He's not like to hate on Khaled. You really got to be a real hater, like because I mean, yeah, he's successful, and I mean you could say he's kind of like he could be kind of cheesy, but
Kinda
like
Thule.
he ain't really fucking with nobody. Like he
Yeah.
does it like. He's
He
all
collabs
about
with everybody.
pretty positive energy, which I kind of fuck with.
Mhm.
So to hate on somebody who's successful for the reasons that you should be successful,
My Palestinian brother.
exactly that too, but like to hate on somebody for the reasons that you should be, like if you possess
Hateable
all
reasons.
of the. No, fuck that. If you possess the characteristics and the things that are required to be a successful person, and these things are respectable, good character, you're a hard worker, do whatever you've done, your due diligence and everything you've done. To hate on that is something I just don't get. How can you hate on somebody for really putting in the work?
Yeah.
You can hate on people who springboard off of other people's success. You can,
And Khaled kind of. I mean, everybody does to some degree.
because Terror Squad, like you talking because Fat Joe.
Yeah, not only that. I mean, Rick Ross too. Like he had a lot of people who
But-
helped lift him early
but
on.
I think think
everybody
those
everybody has that
relationships-
springboard though.
I think those relationships were mutually beneficial.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that they aren't, but
Because
I mean, like,
Khaled was a DJ, so Khaled is
but
probably
first of all, Terror Squad
Khaled-
has been a thing for a long ass time. Fat Joe been around forever.
Khaled's been around for a long time.
Yeah, but I mean,
Like a long time. Khaled was a DJ. That's what I'm saying. Like Khaled was a DJ back in like early 2000s back in New York, right?
Yeah.
And I think he probably has given out favors to play a track, right?
I mean, I'm sure.
So people, that is a big fucking favor back in those days. Radio mattered as much as anything else has ever mattered
Yeah,
in this music game. Early 2000s, like radio play was it.
right.
If you had radio play, so to throw somebody's record into the rotation meant a lot. So I'm assuming not to say that that's. I'm just saying that these relationships probably were more mutually
But I'm saying, like,
beneficial than people would think.
a lot of these people, of course, are like regionally big, right? Like Rick Ross Rick Ross was probably big in Miami, and
Oh, I thought you were going to say he was a
here.
correctional officer.
I mean, he was. So, facts, you know,
But hey, shout out to Rick Ross because, dude, honestly,
because your house was used in Coming to America.
dude,
Coming to America.
not only that, like, come on, you got to give Rick Ross his flowers, man. Dude's catalog is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is
Ridiculous.
It is.
But I mean, I don't know. Again, you have a point, but at the same time, I don't think in Khaled's case it's 100% a springboard as much as let's hold each other's hand for support. You know what I mean?
I guess, but I mean, I don't know. Like, Fat Joe had big puns, so it wasn't like he was lifted by Khaled in that way.
Everybody needs somebody to see
Sometimes.
somewhere. Everybody needs a second chance
Yeah.
sometime.
Well, all right. So let's go back to Jay real fast, right? Because
Jay hyphen?
yeah, that guy. That's that. You know, Jay Hove, Jay Peso, whatever he wants to be called. A lot of different things.
Hova.
William H.
Hova. Are y'all out there?
Man got mad names.
Hova.
My man has like 37 different aliases. But anyway, so I was thinking about this, right? And I was
Is
like,
it aliases or aliasi?
we're not gonna do that. So I was like, all right. For most people who are Jay fans, if you ask what is your favorite album, I think most of the time you're either gonna get Reasonable Doubt or Blueprint, right?
Probably.
Okay, so you have those two. Now, if you ask what's your second favorite album, and I took a while to think about this because I'm like, all right, so naturally, yes, if the first one's Reasonable Doubt, usually the second one's gonna be Blueprint, blah blah blah. So we'll call those 1A and 1B right now. Just get them out of the way. I think that the best album that he put out, outside of those two,
Let me guess. It's either going to be the Black Album or American Gangster.
American Gangster.
Yeah.
I felt like he got to be the dope boy Jay-Z and give us like he got to talk about the type of shit he wants to talk about, you know? Like American Gangster is such a drug related movie.
Yeah.
And that whole album was just drug related.
No,
And I think he got to like just show his true colors and kind of have fun a little bit on that album.
American Gangster is a dope ass album for sure. What do you think about the idea
What is it that
that
made you think that was going to be one of the options?
American Gangster?
Uh-huh.
I know you well enough, and I was going through probably lesser favored albums in terms of what would be his best albums. Like people probably general consensus love those two, equally or if whatever.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I just know you enough to know that American Gangster is probably your also prime. You really listen. You know what I mean? Like it came out in a time where you would have probably known the words completely.
I mean, there's mad albums that came out during the time that wasn't my time that I know all the
No,
words.
I know that, but that was like for some reason that strikes me as an album you would. But like, okay, so what do you think about fucking? Because I really love the album. It's I guess on the scale of Jay-Z's, but the Magna Carta Holy Grail. Like, where do you put that in his line of albums?
That's a good album. It's funny because
that's a great album.
When that
man.
album,
it's fun. It's a fun album. It's a really good album.
When they released that, like I think I had Sprint still at the time, right? Because of course they gave you the free,
you had the
free
download Tidal, right?
I don't know if it was through Tidal yet at that point.
I think you had to download the Tidal for 6 months. You got a free You got free 6 months of Tidal from Sprint, right? Because if you had a Sprint phone,
Yeah, it might be that.
And then I remember because they tried to renew it, I was like, nah, nah, nah.
I don't remember.
It
But yeah,
goes,
it's
nah,
probably
nah,
right.
nah, nah.
So when that album came out, I was taking my chauffeur license class.
Oh, so you were driving fucking all the way to Olive Harvey?
Yeah, I was driving to Olive Harvey 5 days a week for 2 weeks, and of course,
You didn't even do anything with that license, which is fucking
because
hilarious.
honestly, the fucked up thing is
Most people go to get degrees to just, like, man, I got, I got a master's, and
Yo.
Adam was like, I'm gonna become a cabbie.
the fucked up thing is
Nothing wrong with being a cabbie. It's just hilarious that he tried to and just decided I'm done.
well,
I don't
first of all, I
want to
didn't
do
try. I successfully passed the class, successfully passed the test.
Says
That
you.
test is no bitch.
Never seen you drive a cab.
That test is no bitch though. All right, I'll tell you that. They make you memorize like every street downtown, every street in the city, in sequential order. Which ones are one ways, which ones are not one ways. Like literally, it's just they want you to know the city. Like you got to know everywhere to go, how to get everywhere.
Do you remember any of that?
Some of it? But
You have to use it in practice.
Yeah, for sure. But so
As long as you understand the grid system and how it works from 0, to and
Mhm.
then going from east west,
Yeah,
east
they
north,
need to show
south
where the
west,
streets going. Yeah, for
north,
sure.
south, east, west.
Unfortunately, there's 4 different directions that these streets can go, and just a lot of streets.
Ah.
It's a lot of blocks.
But anyway, continue.
But yeah, so I mean, during that time, first of all, I think it was basically I hit both rush hours, right? And rush hour is the theme of this episode.
And what were you driving? The Escort? I think it was the Escort wagon at that point.
It had to be right.
Yeah, we drove a 95 Escort wagon.
95 Escort wagon,
Mint
my
green.
official first car.
He drove it, and then Adam
23 years old, baby.
Then Adam jumped into a Mazda at some point, and then I ended up having that Escort for like another year and a half or 2
Yeah.
years, and then I
Malibu.
switched from that to the Malibu.
Malibu, yeah.
The Malibu.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
I'm from the Boo.
So I
Malibu.
had, so I had probably about an hour and a half in each direction, right?
That's whack.
And so I was
It's not
just,
worth it. I
I
gave up
listened to-
halfway.
It was actually like it was cool, man. Some of the people I met some really cool ass people in that class, and they're like people who they're foreign as fuck. Like there's a few Nigerian dudes who I spent most of my time talking to, but they were like they would be here for 6 months, drive a cab, and they just had to be there to renew their license or whatever, and then they just go back home for another 6 months. One of the guys brought me a couple shirts, like
I do remember that.
yeah,
This is when me and Adam lived together. For those who know,
yeah. So that was cool. I mean, I don't know. It was but I got to know Magna Carta very well during that time period. Obviously,
It's a good album.
Yeah.
It's a good album. So where would you say that's? I mean, we're not really listing out the Jay-Z albums from best to worst in their in its entirety. The complete set. But I'm not saying it's my favorite album, but I don't know. I haven't heard many people say that. My favorite Jay-Z album would probably be. I don't know if I have a standout Jay-Z album. I think my favorites are my favorites.
I would think you go with like Volume 1.
Volume 1 is dope. I really actually enjoy that album.
I was just listening to the Dynasty the other day.
Dynasty is great, man. Dynasty's great. He's got a good catalog, man. His discography is something else.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which
your
is-
dog's barking.
Yeah, he sure is. He's always barking about something. Well, yeah, I mean, Jay is gonna be Jay.
Jay-Z's gonna Jay-Z.
He's gonna Jay-Z.
Gotcha.
Whatever that means.
But anyway, what did you think about that track? Other than that, just like was it? Well, you didn't even know it was coming out, so there was
I
no
didn't.
hype. So that can't. That
yeah, it
question
was
doesn't
a
work for you.
surprise drop for me. But I mean, obviously the bar is high. You're talking about Jay-Z and Nas. right?
Bars.
Bars, like high bars. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like they were good verses. They were grown verses. They had.
I mean, what else would you? They're grown men now, man. You're not gonna.
Well, I
you're
mean,
not gonna get certain things.
They're growner than grown men. Like Jay-Z, what 52, 53?
Yeah, they're
right?
older men for sure.
Yeah.
But I listen, man. I enjoyed it. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
it was a
give.
good song.
I need to hear more. I think that honestly, that was my second time hearing it. The rest of the Khaled album, I'm going to give a listen to as well. But I honestly, in terms of music, I don't really. I'll go on Spotify and I'll just pick a playlist of like some of the newer R&B artists, or
Damn. So you 1 week you wear the Joe Budden Pod shirt, the next week you talking about Spotify. They're mortal enemies.
I only have Spotify, so there's that.
That's because you got Android.
Man, listen, you guys,
2021.
you
Just get
Apple
with it.
people, you keep going and replacing your phone every 6 months.
That's not true. My phone is 2.5 years old.
Well, you're a rarity. Most people would say, nah.
I'm rare as fuck. I'm rare like Mr. Clean with hair. Oh.
That's been the Kiona and Kasson podcast for episode 91.
I mean, hey, if you don't like that line, then Lil Wayne gave it to you, so blame him. I don't know.
Just because Lil Wayne gave me a line doesn't mean it's good.
I agree.
Now listen, Lil Wayne has one of the most impressive runs in hip hop history. One of the. No,
you got to
it's
include the mixtapes, I guess.
can't
So
feel my faces and the droughts and fucking Carter 2, Carter 3. Yo,
that's the problem. After Carter 3, it was over for him.
I think
He had a couple good features.
he did have that was down. That was the down slide of his
which I don't want to say that was
career.
the downside because
No, that
Carter
was
3 was a great
the
album.
beginning of. I think
It was the beginning of the end.
I think that like Father Like Son came out. My love is so soft. I'm so soft.
I just can't. Take
I don't know.
Baby
I think that
seriously,
might have
man.
came out after that. Wayne has one of the most.
What was that,
impressive runs.
Priceless?
I wish we could find fucking what.
The name of that album with the Baby and
I
Wayne.
believe so. Oh no, I think it's Like Father Like Son. Yeah. So, but no, I wish there was a way to get those mixtapes. Those mixtapes, man, fucking.
I'm sure there is, man. The internet exists, and once you know how it is.
I think you could probably find them on
YouTube,
SoundCloud, that Piff, or some shit.
YouTube, maybe
YouTube, but
somewhere in the trenches.
they're out there. Or you could do like me and still have your iPod and be able to play all that shit.
I wish I still had my iPod.
Actually, you know what, man? I'm gonna fucking charge that bitch up.
Listen, man, this is what happened. I had an
It
iPod.
takes a long time for fucking Apple products. Can we talk about that real quick?
Just let me tell
Why
you a
do
quick story
Apple
about my
products take 45 minutes to charge?
My stories aren't long versions of what could be short like yours. So hold on a second. So basically, I bought an iPod, and I don't know. One day, I think I just was getting out of the car, and
man.
whatever. So
I felt so bad.
it was a
for you.
256 gig. It was like brand new black. I kept it protected real nice. I really enjoyed it. I had all my music. I was probably like 50 gigs worth of music on that bitch, and I lost it.
Because I think you had just literally just took that iDump from mine and just threw it all on yours.
Well, I had it for a little while after that, but mind you, this is when I was back on the bus still for a while. We had a car, got rid of the car, got a bus, and then got our Escort.
Broke shit.
Right, But then, so one day I was at work, and then I found a iTouch 8 gig, which was not anywhere near as good. Plus, I had a cracked screen, so I was like, well, just correcting what should have been corrected in the first place, I guess. Huh? What are you doing with that?
That was fucked up.
I'll give you what you're supposed to have.
Yeah, I felt so bad when he lost that, man. I remember you posted like flyers. I was like, man, this guy. I was like, there's no way it's coming up again. But that was so fucked up.
It was sad.
I felt really bad. I was like, man.
I was like, man, I think it was like $250.
You went out and copped that shit. Like, it was expensive.
Yeah,
I remember.
But now you have walking iPods
On your phones.
Yes, so it's all good. All well that ends well, as they say.
Sure.
Yeah, I got nobody to blame but myself on that.
No, I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. Dude,
I don't know what happened to it.
When
but
you lose stuff, it's like, it's you'd be like, fuck.
especially the expensive shit, man. I don't mind losing some like cheap shit.
But yeah, that's like that's a shot to right in the kisser.
Yeah, that was like a punch in the jejunum.
Yeah, you don't want to get punched in the jejunum.
I don't even know where to find that.
I don't
I
either.
just know it's somewhere in here.
Just something's wrong with your medulla oblongata. No, it's medulla oblongata. He's like, what? Medulla oblongata.
Like it's right behind the ear. You won't feel a thing.
Man.
What else do we have to talk about? Anything?
There's more, I'm sure we could talk about.
Also, because we're only about an hour and 15 in, and
Yeah, I mean, you didn't write anything down.
I mean, I wrote down the things that
Saying
you know
words
what?
like jejunum and.
Hold on. There was somebody who I want to make sure.
Oh, dude, that's what I want to talk about. Whack ass Apple products. You motherfuckers, why you guys like these things? Every time they die, they almost literally die. It's like you got to bring. Dude,
What are you talking about?
when Vivi's phone dies, you plug that bitch in. It takes like 45 minutes for it to start popping back up again.
I don't know.
Well, you're not disputing it.
I don't have
My
those issues
fucking
on
my
phone.
my iPad dies. I gotta plug that bitch in like the night before to start playing with it the day after. Fucking ridiculous.
You gotta play with it a day in advance.
Yeah, man, you gotta get it started. Get the engine going. I've been thinking about getting a new iPad actually. Do you know anything about it? See, I don't really care for the iPhone, but I do like Apple computer products like the bigger ones.
Yeah, I'd like to get a new MacBook Pro, but those shits are expensive.
If I really could
do
do it,
those $1,600 on a computer.
What we need to do once we get into a little bit more of a some recognized podcast level,
If that ever happens,
if it happens,
tell your friends.
I would like to get a larger desktop for Apple because it's for the editing and the larger memory, better,
Yeah,
more
the memory is a
bandwidth,
bitch.
whatever bandwidth means.
Everything should just be like 30 terabytes now. No, don't ever make me worry about running out of space.
I don't get it either, but that's what I would like to
Fucking
do.
iCloud
But yeah,
shit.
fuck Apple products. Other than that,
All right, so found something to talk about. Money May and Logan Paul.
okay, dude.
The fight is on Hard Rock Stadium in June
This is
in Miami.
Now, I'm not saying I have any faith in it's Logan?
Logan Paul.
In Logan Paul's.
This is the only time I've ever rooted for Mayweather.
I've
ever.
always rooted for Mayweather because why wouldn't you? Secondly,
man,
in the boxing
we
ring?
learned something new.
In the boxing ring?
Yeah,
In the boxing ring.
Listen,
Who
the-
else are you going to...
Really? The first...
You don't think he's a... Dude,
The first...
it's the sweet science and he
I
understands
don't
it.
root for him because he doesn't put on a show that's worth watching. Listen,
Because his defense stops people's ability to, get to him?
we watched heavyweights in the 90s. We know that is not an entertaining show. Sorry. And anybody who says it is, you're a fucking liar. You're in it for the vanity of him being undefeated at this point.
Oh, well, I'm not going to... I'm just saying,
I'll tell you this.
enjoy his ability
The
to
first
play.
12 to 15 fights of Mayweather's career, great. Explosive, whooping people's ass, doing what you got to do.
But there's no sustainability in continuously getting in the harm's way when you box.
You box.
Yeah, but when you box,
When you box.
That's why it's the sweet science. The goal is to not be hit, right? So what he is doing is taking away the opponent's ability to hit him dead on. The shoulder roll is it's a weird fucking way to go about it.
You're talking about a sport built on barbarianism. Where
It
you
is,
beat
but
each
it's
other.
called the sweet science.
No, fuck that. Listen,
it literally...
People were so
I'm
tired of
sorry,
how boring boxing has
boxing
become
is
that they made
technical.
UFC so that they can watch people get their faces
Okay, and
bashed
if
in.
that's what you want to watch, that's what you want to watch. I
That
don't
used to be
mind-
boxing, man.
Honestly, I don't need to watch anything but the last 10 seconds of a UFC fight. All I need to do is see
Give
when
me the
action,
Holyfields, the
when
Tysons, the Foremans.
when
Give me
the-
them people back.
when
man.
the action started actually beginning to happen in the UFC. Okay, so for the first 3 rounds, they might just fuck around and be, throwing shots at it, but nothing. Show me when somebody gets struck, they get fucking rocked, they start wobbling, and then somebody else slams them and hammer faces.
Let me just
hammer
tell you,
fists them.
okay?
Then the fight's done. Boxing,
I am
I
completely
enjoy-
done watching professional organized boxing, amateur boxing. That's it.
This
They're thirsty. They're looking for the knockout. They want to get their name built, and they're
You talking
good
about amateur
entertaining
boxing?
fights. Yeah.
So you want to watch
Like-
this Logan Paul?
No. Well, I only want to watch this fight because everything that I just said about Mayweather aside, this is the first. I
So
want to see
you're not a
Logan
fan of
Paul get
his
knocked the
ass.
fuck out.
So-
The problem is that's not going to happen because Mayweather doesn't knock people out
So
anymore. Since fights 15.
yeah, he's old too, man.
Yeah.
So
But this shouldn't be just a spar.
So this is the problem with this fight is it's a lose pretty much. Well, okay, so Floyd wants the money
They're
and he's
both
gonna.
making bags.
I just don't understand. So what was the last guy's name that got his ass beat?
By Logan Paul?
Yeah,
I don't know.
the last ex USC fighter
Yeah,
or
somebody
whatever.
who was meant to be better.
Yeah, but he wasn't a boxer, and he looked old. But they say that was fixed, and it looks a little fixed. I'll say that.
I just
If-
don't like the Paul
I don't-
brothers' personalities, and I would like to punch them in the fucking throats.
I
Both.
don't. Yeah, of course. I don't. But that's what makes money nowadays. You can't blame.
That's why I'm just hoping that
So-
Mayweather will punch him in the throat for me.
Mayweather. So Logan Paul's not going to agree to fixing it where he loses. He's trying to build his way up into the boxing world somehow.
But Mayweather is not going to be in a fight
Mayweather
where
will
he's
not
going to lose.
either. What happens if Logan Paul catches him with a lucky one? Because it's not Conor McGregor.
I'll
right?
be honest. I don't care. I'll be happy if I see either one of them get knocked the fuck out. That's
No,
where I
I don't.
stand with it.
I don't want to see if that.
I'd rather see
That's
Logan
what
Paul
I'm
get knocked out.
objectively saying. Like, why would Mayweather take this fucking fight?
Because it's money, and he's Money May, and anything that's going to get him a check,
Man, he better be careful he don't get his ass knocked out accidentally.
Don't take Logan Paul that seriously.
I'm not. I'm just saying.
You're talking about right now.
You gotta respect somebody.
But what did you just tell me about Mayweather? That he's so What's the term you used a couple times at me?
But does
The
he
dance?
when does he train?
He probably fucking trains all the time.
I mean, that's true.
all he has is time.
He trains like apparently he trains like he's still gonna box.
Time is money, and apparently he has a lot of it. So
It's just weird. Like I don't like this. You know what I mean? I'm over like Logan Paul being in this fucking arena, like calling out true professionals, like disrespecting sports a little bit. You know?
yeah,
Like,
I mean,
and also he's only calling out. I guess Mayweather being a boxer, it's a different story. But for the most part, he's just been fighting fucking MMA fighters who aren't dedicated boxers.
I'm always down for an entertaining fight, which is why I'm never down for these Mayweather fights. But I don't care. Let the fight go on. If it's entertaining, great. If it's one of those things where it's just like it's clearly a money grab, I'm done. Like I'm just gonna go back to just the amateurs who are trying to get work their way up. I'm telling you, it's just like any other sport. The people who are working for a professional spot, they're working harder.
I'm just confused as to what the end game is for Mayweather here. To me, it's basically a lose-lose for him and a win-win for Logan Paul. Which is the one with the podcast?
I don't know. I don't know.
They got
Both of them are trying to fight.
Those motherfuckers have a lot of money, though.
They're both trying to be fighters.
YouTube has paid them
apparently
lot of money.
I'm pretty sure it was a video after the Nate Robinson fight where they were like, oh, I think Jake put it out and he was like, yeah, Logan's a bitch. He's not a real fighter. Like, da da da. You know.
Who said that? Nate Robinson?
No, Jake Paul. He said that about his brother. He's like, he's not a real fighter. He's like, he's whatever.
When was this? After the Nate Robinson thing?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was him. It was one of them having that video, and I'm like 99.8% sure. Just enough room, like as effective as a condom,
99.9% accurate.
You think those are pretty good odds, but man,
I guess not.
People have had some better luck other places, I guess. I don't know. Got my Wu-Tang shirt on today. Shout out to my killer bees out there,
Wu-Tang killer bees.
Yeah.
We on the swarm. What are we doing? We're gonna do some kicks, maybe?
I don't know. I just
there's some hat places out there called. There's one My Fitted.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few places I found on Instagram that do really dope fitted customs.
Who would want a KKP fitted hat?
Yeah, we're thinking about putting some out. We're debating how that would go. Like,
I've tried to customize them on a few websites, and it's like it's.
So are you
some
thinking
of the interfaces are shit? That's why.
Are you thinking a dedicated KKP, or is it a Bulls hat like what you got on, and then on the side you decide to put KKP logo?
Nah, man.
Logo right in the front.
I'm not gonna wear my hat sideways on my head, so because of that, I would.
That's all I was wondering. Like,
and then maybe like KKP on the side.
That's
you gotta be careful with that because listen, guys, the third letter is a P.
Yeah, not a KKP.
It's a P.
Yeah, it's KKP.
The letter P is in pronoun.
Yeah, I've thought about that. But yeah, so no, for sure, I'd like to do that. I've thought about that too. Maybe when I get back, we'll look into seeing like how we can do that. We're going to do another run of T-shirts. So
episode number 100 coming up.
Yeah,
100.
So they will be to commemorate because the last one was the 50th episode.
Yep.
So this will be the 100th episode to commemorate that. There will be some
finally
shirts.
be in 3 figures.
Right, crazy.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do T-shirts.
Feels like my bank account.
What did we talk about yesterday? We're gonna do two. We wanted to do two different shirts, a run of 10 each.
Yeah, so we have 2 designs.
So yeah, we're gonna obviously me and Adam want to have a couple, but after that we'll probably be passing them out to some people our loved ones, and then there might be a few up for grabs, maybe on a giveaway or, So
Or if you subscribe to the top tier of the Patreon, maybe get a nice little gift package.
dude, you don't even know what the top tier Patreon is yet.
That's why I said maybe. You got to use your words carefully and hope that people interpret them the way you intend.
This is on video,
Yeah,
so there's that.
that's why I said maybe.
So what you got on your feet, man?
All right. Well, if we're doing the kicks, the kick segment early.
I mean, it's not early. I mean, it's about to be an hour and 30.
I got these Jordan 2 Wing It.
Those are, I think those are forgotten by a lot of people, man. They're a nice pair of
I think they're
shoes.
slept on by a lot of people.
That's kind of what I mean. Like just kind of forgotten
Yeah.
about.
I mean,
It's a forgotten pair of twos aren't.
It says it on the back here, wing on the other shoe. I don't know if you can see that well in the camera, but
I think people just forget about the two. It's kind of a forgotten shoe. Not many people. It's bulky. It's not like the most aesthetically appealing shoe, but
I mean,
I
but it
will
is, though.
say
I like
I
it.
like those, and I want the original twos that came out. But
Oh,
those
with the
twos
red,
don't.
right?
They never retro 'em.
I got these and I got the mellow twos, the blue and yellow,
Oh yeah. I
mostly
do.
white, but where's black on this shoe is blue.
Those are a nice shoe too.
Yeah.
They came about at the same time, didn't they?
Yeah, something close.
Twos get forgotten. They don't.
I was
really
gonna wear
retro
those so it can go with like my yellow and my blue here, but then I was like, yeah, I don't like too many different shades of blue on at the same time.
You don't like that. She don't like that many people with me when I go pick her up from work.
You know how that is.
I gotta go pick my mom up from work. You know how that is. She don't like a lot of people with me when I go pick her up.
She was like,
She was
she
one
don't like a whole
person.
lot of people with me.
It's like, Debbie, that girl wider than all outside.
That's just hilarious.
Uh,
So wider than all outside. Let's look at that statement for a moment. Outside is pretty big, man.
pretty wide, and depending on if you're a flat earther or not.
That's pretty fucking wide. And you're wider than that. Crazy.
Oh no! See, I had just eaten, and she pulled off that whip.
She said I ate twice before
I ate
came.
twice before I got here.
Yeah.
Such funny shit.
Oh, so okay. Let me get to. We talked about this Mayweather thing already. Astronaut Michael Collins of Apollo 11. He was the pilot of
He passed,
Apollo
right?
11. Yeah, he died. So rest in peace, him. I don't really know.
Yo,
when
before I meant to acknowledge it before. I don't think I had spoken about it, but I said I had lost a childhood friend, and I just wanted to say rest in peace to Chester Smith, man.
Absolutely, rest in peace.
He had passed about a week or two ago now, and just somebody that I was in. We went to grammar school 1st through 8th with.
Yeah.
And I wanted to actually shout him out that way. The last episode, but forgot. Just wanted to say rest in peace to him, man. And
Yes.
good dude. We weren't like close in our our adulthood,
It's current.
but it's definitely somebody. Like it rings home well that life is pretty fucking short, man.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing's promised. So like that's kind of why I've been kind of like I said fuck it for a second, Vic. I mean I know it's minuscule, but like you gotta live and you gotta do
for sure.
things.
I agree 100%.
So that kind of put things in perspective for me for a little bit. Just think, even to this point, you realize that okay, nothing's promised, so you got to really do things that you really want to do and attempt things in life. Though others may say that they don't make sense, it's not their fucking life and their reality to live. It's yours, and
clearly it's
you
different
know.
to everybody. So I mean, who cares what it is? Find what makes you happy and just do it.
true shit. But
Rest in peace, Chester, man. That's
just
crazy.
wanted to say that for sure.
Yeah. So apparently this guy was a pilot on the one where the first footsteps on the moon were taken with Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin. So yeah, he was 90. Craziness. Allegedly made history. I don't want to throw dirt on his name right now during this time, but I still don't know how I feel about
assuming
that being true.
I say I don't really. I'm not one that subscribes to it being like a conspiracy theory.
I mean, I like to entertain him.
I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, so like for me, I'm like whatever. But assuming that it's true,
Yeah.
what do you think these fucking guys like go to the grave with? I mean, information wise.
I don't know, man. I think like a lot of people in the government go to their grave with a lot of weird shit.
Yeah, that's got to be the truth.
Depending on your clearance level, obviously, But I don't know. I mean, I couldn't do it. I couldn't subscribe to that because I feel like everybody. If you have the right to know, why doesn't everybody else? oh, people are gonna go into pandemonium and they're not gonna be able to take. How do you know how people handle things? Like
That's all.
we're going through a pandemic right now where things are unprecedented for this particular the generations who are alive here. If we can handle this, yeah, it's like been an adjustment for a lot of people. It's been difficult for a lot of people, but who are you to dictate like what information is gonna keep us safe? I could never like sign an NDA for the government and be like, yeah, cool, I'll keep this on the low.
No,
No,
NDAs are fucked up. You're like, damn it.
Yep.
I can't believe I signed. Hey, sign this.
Like, how did you get me to do that? I don't even know why they make those things.
It's fucked up. But
NDAs are disgusting too. I bet you if we looked up the history of like why they were created, nothing but nastiness.
I mean, duh. Hey, look here, bitch. You
Well, I
better
mean,
not tell nobody I did
some
that to you.
NDAs are like, hey, this we have copyrighted intellectual property here. It doesn't come out for another 2 months. If you leak this, that's the same thing. You know?
Came out as no. It was first used for something nasty.
Well, for sure, but I'm just saying like that fits in the same,
I guess
same vein there.
same vein.
Yeah, so I don't know. We're in the final stretch of the NBA, right?
Yeah.
How many games are they playing this season? It's not 82.
72, I think.
They shortened it by 10 games.
71 or something.
Or maybe we went to 70. I
Yeah.
thought that, remember that. Okay, so what we got like the last 15 game stretch or something like that now. Maybe
Yeah,
less than
they're it's definitely in the home stretch. So I don't know. I don't know who's gonna win. It all depends on how LeBron looks when he gets back.
And this is going to be a tournament style that's not East.
Well,
West,
well,
right?
I'm still very much confused about how this format's gonna go. But there is the in-season tournament that I think happens before the finals or the playoffs.
I think that started now, right? The
Uh,
in-season tournament.
Dude, I don't know.
I don't know how it all works. It's very confusing. I'll have to like actually read about it to
It's
understand
so like
more of it. But
it's counter everything we've known in terms of the NBA and how it's operated since we've been kids.
yeah. Well, all right, hang on. You know what? I just realized something. Before we go too deep into that, we talked about my shoes. We didn't talk about your shoes.
Oh,
we
yeah.
should just talk about your shoes real fast.
Oh, these have been seen before. Like I think those might have, but I mean, whatever.
I mean, yeah.
These are Royal Toe ones, the OG high top joints, and yes, I wore them.
Well, thank you for that scolding take you gave us on those shoes.
I mean, there's not much to talk about. I mean, it's at this point, I have one pair of shoes on ice, and you're not going to see those for a little bit. But at this point, you're just going to see shoes getting recycled because me and Adam can't buy any.
That's true. I mean, I have a few that you haven't seen, but he's trying to get them from me. So
I'm only trying to get one. I don't want them all. I just
we'll see.
want
We'll see how
one.
things go because I'm also looking at a couple of the other. I got to figure out which ones I want to keep, which ones I want to get rid of. But whatever. So,
I don't blame you.
but yeah. So any idea, any prediction at this point, given how the teams look, how the injuries have been distributed amongst them?
There's been so many fucking crazy injuries, man.
I mean, I think that's just been obviously a product of the last 2 seasons of football, basketball. Those are the
It's
main
been
ones,
so
obviously, that-
condensed and so like
Rushed,
so
it feels like,
expedited, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's too much. All right, so like I said, Lakers. If LeBron comes back and is playing well, Lakers probably win. I think the Knicks are probably going to go to a first.
That's
To
a
a first.
tepid take.
I think they are. I mean,
Doo-doo.
they're probably
Doo-doo
going
on
to.
your take.
They'll probably repeat.
Shit is ugh.
But I think the Knicks are a team that top seeds don't want to see. They'll probably end up in the second round getting knocked out. But I'd like to see Derrick Rose go into the playoffs and win a series. Julius Randle deserves it as the type of play he's just put out this year. He's just becoming a fucking monster. And in terms of like everybody else, I mean, you know who's gonna like. Giannis is probably gonna Giannis in the playoffs, which means he'll probably Giannis at the end of the playoffs and choke, or just become non-existent. Like he doesn't choke, he just kind of disappears into the crowd like Homer does in the bushes in that meme.
I have a hard time seeing anybody beating a fully healthy, fully operational Brooklyn.
It's not gonna happen.
Like they're not going to be fully functional. Fully
No,
operational?
they don't. They've played like 6 games together in the whole season.
But I don't even think that matters.
It does.
I don't think it does.
Man, in the playoffs,
Like they've
it
had
does. You are,
James.
look. Everybody that we're talking about on that team, Kyrie, KD, James Harden, they've been motherfucking the guy in the playoffs that when they wanted it, they could shoot it.
Yes,
They
but
need to
now
play
you can
together.
still do that because now
No.
you have a team
They
where
need to-
everybody shoots.
I'm
And
sorry,
everybody has to be accounted for.
I am
There's
not.
no such thing as a double
I don't
team.
subscribe to the idea that these motherfuckers can not play together all year and then when the playoffs come somehow jump on and turn it on. Individually they can turn it on fine. Chemistry wise on a team to win a playoff series, I don't believe you could just jump into it first game and think that it's going to be all right. There's going to be growing pains that you cannot afford in the playoffs, man. There's no
you
time.
remember that game line? They can get a ring one day if the Cavs can do it. Well, remember when LeBron decided was like, nah, I'm gonna leave the Cavs because I can't do it here. And then he went to Miami. He linked up with 2 other people, and he was like, "Oh, we're gonna win 4 or 5." Yeah. If they're gonna do it, I'm not putting it past Brooklyn to be able to do it.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but
they
I
didn't
don't.
win their first year.
Yeah, they got swept.
The Heat.
Yeah, they got swept, right?
So I'm
By
saying that
Dallas.
I don't think that the Brooklyn's gonna be any better. They need to get together now. Like everybody needs to get on the court right fucking now. If they don't do that, I promise you that I don't see them going very.
I mean, they
deep.
are for the most part. They're managing KD's minutes.
Together.
I'm telling you right now.
Together.
You have everybody on that team who's a big name besides Kyrie, right? He's never been MVP. But they all have been MVPs. They all have been champions. They all have a lot of experience and a lot of offensive talent. So now what you're doing is you're putting any team that you face in a defensive position where you have to spread the floor. You cannot you can't afford the double team because now you're leaving a shooter open.
Of course, we
So now
know
what?
who's on the court.
That alone
just
obviously
saying,
gives them
you
the edge. That's
need-
the edge that LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh had. That's the edge that
But
Paul
what the
Pierce,
thing
Ray
that
Allen, and
happened-
fucking Kevin Garnett
The
had.
thing that happened with Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, and LeBron James is after that first season, somebody finally decided. Chris Bosh deferred to both. Wade deferred to LeBron. That wasn't necessarily the understanding early on. And I'm sorry, but you're not going to tell me that Brooklyn has that understanding without having played together and knowing that they can trust the guy that they said can shoot the ball when they wanted to, can shoot the ball to make the game, make that actual shot, right?
But they all can.
Yes, that's fine. But I'm telling you right now, that doesn't mean anything because all 3 of the fucking Miami Heat could have made those 3 and on the Heat could all take the shot too. Chris Bosh was a fucking all-star on the Toronto Raptors when he was playing.
So then what makes you think that just LeBron coming back is going to give LA the edge?
He's LeBron. No, I
Like
didn't. I
that
didn't say. I
fucking
didn't say.
matters.
I didn't say that just LeBron. I said he has to come back and be well. Like he can't just come back. Him coming back isn't a foregone conclusion. But if LeBron comes back and he plays well, then that's a foregone conclusion that they'll probably win the championship. But he can't him just being on the court isn't like, oh, they've won now. He has to be LeBron James.
Okay, but also
his ankle can't really be. You can't notice the ankle being a problem. If you noticed in the first game or two him limping kind of or trying to accommodate for or what's the word I'm looking for? Compensate for that ankle, they're not going to win.
But think about
because it's going to
Angeles.
probably get reactivated.
The Lakers as a whole.
Anthony Davis also has to be able to put the output in.
Well, their season as a whole has been
Throw
plagued by
the-
injuries. They've been no exception.
but,
So
yeah,
how
everybody.
do we know that they're going to gel together and be?
Because we know that
I'm
they
not
did it
giving them
last
that
year.
edge.
Because they did it last year.
I'm not giving them that.
They
edge.
did it last year.
So what? It's a different
They've
league
gone
now.
to. They've gone.
This league is 10 times different now than it was last year.
together, right? They've been together and won at least 1 year. The Nets are just a new team that really hasn't had much playing
But
time.
the
together.
whole league is different than it was
That's
last
like
year.
the Nets are like a team that are like that's like you being on a team and like playing basketball and they're like, yo, just so you know, MJ is gonna be on the team some point soon. Okay, cool, man. So now you're just playing like, man, we're gonna have MJ. It don't even matter that we suck right now. Like we good. And then like he just never plays. Like he's just always on the bench. Like, dude, you gonna play today?
Don't do that to MJ because that's never the case.
I'm not saying MJ,
Never
but like
that.
I'm just saying like that's what
He ain't leaving in the fourth
That's what
quarter
it
in a
just
tight
kinda-
game because he has a fucking hurt back. Nah, bitch.
it just kind of feels that way. That's all I'm saying. Anyway,
Well, okay, so then whatever. Those two aside, you can't disregard Philly altogether because even though Philly's not going to win, they're going to knock out
there's a whole bunch
at
of
least one or two teams that could be important.
there's a whole bunch of like disruptors.
Phoenix
If you will, you know.
is competitors.
Phoenix fucking-
can go all the way.
Denver, but I don't know how Denver's doing since Jamal Murray went down. I haven't seen, but I know
yeah.
with Michael Porter Jr. they got some heat.
Miami, they were conference finals last year. They can come
But
back.
I don't think Miami's been doing that well this year.
I mean, listen,
I mean, just
you know how it goes. All you need. is a
No, I
playoff
don't.
spot.
I don't know what this next the format of this goes, so I don't.
Well,
I don't,
I'm just saying. All you. in
I
the
don't know what
league-
they need to do in order to make it to, because there's a lot of rumbling and talk about like the in season tournament is like unfair to certain teams, and I just don't get it.
I mean, I believe it. I mean,
I don't know.
and it's gonna be shaky. It's gonna be the first season they're doing this.
Yeah.
I just feel like all you need in the NBA is a playoff spot. Once you get there, it doesn't matter what happened in the regular season.
Yeah, I just want to know how the in season affects that.
I mean, 100%. There's a lot of unanswered questions. All I'm saying is, I'm not looking at LA like
And-
you guys are the team to beat this
And
year.
also, I think next season is the season that's going to really be a thing. Like, this is the season they're actually going to get what the rest they normally would get for the most part, right? The season's going to start again in October. They're going to have 82 games, blah, blah, blah. You know, players will get their rest the off season. Zion is going to have an off season that's actually an off season, because let's just talk about how that guy's playing real quick, because after that we've got to go, because we got a Patreon to shoot and I still got to go do some shit. But no, he's Zion, do you think okay, here's my last question before I decide. Zion, is he going to stay with the Pelicans long term, or is he leaving soon?
As far as
After
I know,
his comments,
as far as I know,
remember, because
he
you know
will
the
be-
comments he made about New York?
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Zion said that Madison Square Garden in New York is probably his second favorite place to play, obviously, after New Orleans.
I mean, listen, you call in New York the Mecca of basketball. I think every hooper who's been to that's where they all want to play, at least for a little while. You know?
It hasn't been that way for a while. I think because of what's happening now. Can you imagine Zion on New York?
Well, Madison
And
Square
then with
Garden
Derrick
security
Rose,
is fucked up.
Zion Williamson, and fucking Julius Randle.
This season,
Also, RJ's playing well too.
I'll say that.
I'll say that he's developing nicely.
Yeah,
Rui too.
this season is probably the most evenly distributed talent pool that we've had in a while, and I don't know how things are going to go. Obviously, with the new style.
Do you
of
think
playoffs.
last year's draft class has helping that a little bit?
I think so. Yeah,
That's
because
it was a nice class.
they've been able to step up when some of the bigger stars have been hurt, and that's definitely been beneficial.
Last
for some of
year's
these
draft
teams.
class needs to go down probably as one of the better ones in
in modern
recent
ball right now,
in recent history, because of just like
since the turn of the century.
I mean, think about it. The Ruiz, the RJs, the Zions. Ja Morant's a fucking beast.
Mhm.
Fucking then you got the Cam Johnsons of the world. Fucking KPJ. I mean, there's some fucking monsters from last year, and
There are.
KPJ is killing shit.
Hey
You
man,
know?
once that card market rises on those babies, man, I'm gonna let some things go.
Ugh. Anyway, guys, I think we should end it, right? I know but I think we got, because we're trying to shoot the
Which
Patreon
Sam-
afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, that's that light.
All right. Well, it may be dark for the last few seconds, just here, but
Yeah.
whatever. We'll catch you guys. Wish Sam a safe travels. You know, he'll be back. We'll shoot another one next week. We'll be here. Whatever.
No, it might.
maybe
We might shoot a little late, so it might be a day late
Yeah, it
on the
might be a little
pod.
bit delayed,
But yeah, we do intend to shoot another one.
it's
So
ridiculous in here, so
yeah.
dark. All right, man. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Shout out to all y'all viewing. Opposite shout out to Glenn.
opposite shout
we'll
out to
catch y'all
Glenn.
on episode number 92.
Appreciate y'all. Peace.
Peace.